It has like a bunch of nothing.
In your own like demi-irritated prison.
Yeah. No, that's I don't know.
Hello and welcome back to Mystic in the Machine. We're so sorry it's been a long kind of break. I had a bereavement. My father died, so yeah, I was kind of in kind of some weird grief. So I needed to take a long break, and also just the zeitgeist in general has been kind of shit. There's a lot to talk about because we've been gone for a long time, but just in general, the zeitgeist has felt kind of unbearable recently. I don't know if you feel the same way.
Yeah, definitely.
And yeah, I just haven't really been feeling talking. We're going to talk a bit about the Charlie Kirk stuff today. And I guess that is partially kind of a catalyst. Well, it's not a catalyst of my disillusionment, but it's kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back in a way for me. But we'll get more into it later. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging around and for being patient with us and for waiting for me to come back and stuff. We really appreciate it. But yeah, we definitely needed like a big break. I feel like a lot of people who do anything publicly online have been feeling that way as of recent. So yeah, I just needed to not look at any news or comment on anything for a while. My book is coming out in a matter of 2 weeks as well, which is part of the reason that I'm back again. Late Stage Babylon. If you haven't already, go purchase it. It's everywhere.
Hold it upside down.
Do I have it upside down? Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Late Stage Babylon. If you haven't purchased it already, I really, really highly recommend going out and purchasing it. It's quite eerie. A lot of the stuff that I write about in here has been playing itself out over the last couple of months. So yeah, it's just been like a giant head fuck. But we're back. And let's dive right into it. Our first clip of the night. We'll get right into the Charlie Kirk stuff, I guess, because it's the thing that we haven't talked about, that everybody's talked about. And I'm kind of glad that we're talking about it later and not during the time when it happened as well and when everyone was commenting on it. I'm glad that we're kind of doing it now at a time where no one's really thinking about it as much. But yeah, this clip I thought was really interesting because as soon as he died, there was all this sort of fanfare going on, hullabaloo, and there was a massive church service where they basically used AI to resurrect him. Let's show the clip.
I want you to know I'm fine, not because my body is fine, but because my soul is secure in Christ. Death is not the end. It's a promotion. Don't waste 1 second mourning me. I knew the risks of standing up in this cultural moment, and I'd do it all over again. Second, do not let this violence divide us further. The enemy wants chaos, fear, and retaliation. Don't give it to them. Instead, double down on truth. Double down on courage. Double down on your faith and on your families. That is how you honor me. Third, remember this. America is worth it. Free speech is worth it. Fighting for the unborn, for families, for sanity in a culture gone mad, it is all worth it. So dry your tears, pick up your cross, and get back in the fight. Do it with joy. Do it with strength. And never ever let evil think it won.
My God.
Is that Glenn Beck?
I have no idea who it is.
Standing ovation. Standing ovation for Charlie Kirk.
For the holy deepfake.
That's creepy, bro.
Yeah, dude. I don't know what they're standing. Who are they standing for? What are they ovating? OpenAI?
Whatever the thing said.
Like, is it just vibes now? Like, what is it? Is it not who it's being delivered by that matters? Like, what exactly are they standing up for? Is what I want to know. And this also shows how
in respect of Charlie.
it just
You
also,
don't respect Charlie?
it also shows how the conservative media complex is so amoral that even in his death, they're still kind of trying to capitalize on his presence and like make, you know, a spectacle of him. And it just shows that when you become a public figure, which is part of my kind of disillusionment type of thing, you kind of become part of the machine. You're almost like it's like the algorithm becomes part of you. Even after death, the machine is still going to use your likeness to achieve its aims, especially if you're a political commentator. Your likeness, your voice can be used to then push political agendas even beyond death. And you become part of this sort of amoral in media industrial complex.
Well,
it's absolutely horrifying.
Doesn't even need AI. His wife kind of like jumped straight in there.
Yeah, true.
Didn't she?
True, she did. But even then, there's something just so terrifying about the fact that it didn't give anyone pause, even within the religious community, where ideas of like, you know, the afterlife and God and the Holy Spirit and spirit now seem to be kind of merging with, you know, the idea of artificial intelligence or mimicking those things using artificial intelligence. So that's one aspect that freaked me out, was that this so-called kind of spiritual kind of community don't seem to care at all about.
You know what? That would be a sick YouTube video, bro.
What do you mean?
Like to actually make the Charlie Kirk GPT. Like I actually really doubt that they did that to make that. Like I bet that they literally asked any Chat GPT or Gemini or whatever, like, what do you think Charlie Kirk would say at his own, like, you know, context of a church service, like after his death, if he could deliver a message, and then it spat this thing out, and then they put that into a machine learned Charlie Kirk voice.
Yeah.
Not like taking the transcripts of the Charlie Kirk show for the thousands of episodes of his actual like opinions and positions and thoughts and things, and then trained something on that and then reiterated what it would actually think. Because I don't know if like he would even himself catch that as like, because he like the whole religious thing is like a big part of his shtick, right?
Yeah.
So I don't like, I'm not engaged with any of that politics. So it sounds bad if I'm like undermining how religious he was, but like that was a big part of his shtick.
Yeah, it was a huge part of his shtick.
If you then like trained the Kirk GPT on like his actual opinions, if you then asked it, what would you say at the church service? It was like, I wouldn't do this. This is like against my faith. I'm Charlie Kirk.
I'm Charlie Kirk. Fuck that. And then it starts revolting.
Yeah, it's like, no, you're not Charlie Kirk. You're in a machine.
Yeah,
I mean, what do you mean?
Even
this is a heresy.
But I mean, even then, who knows how against it he would actually be? Because obviously, our next topic that we're going to get onto is the fact that Jake Paul literally sold his soul to Sora AI. And like I said, because he's done that now, being a public figure, either you sell it, you sell your likeness and you make money, or you have it used anyway.
Well,
and the thing is, Charlie Kirk didn't sell his likeness to OpenAI, but they're still using it anyway, both to push political agendas and to like animate his.
No, but that brings up another very interesting kind of like quandary, right? Like, did they pay Charlie Kirk's wife what his regular appearance fee might have been for like a church thing or what? I don't know how all that stuff works. If it's then like a Jesus thing and it's like they don't take a payment for an appearance or something. I would highly doubt it, because all those guys kind of seem like they put the bag first, to say the least.
Yeah.
So like he would have normally been paid an appearance fee or whatever. Well, now they don't need to. They can just like make him say whatever they want and like bill it as Charlie Kirk.
That's exactly it. Exactly it.
Did they like? It would be interesting to know if they did end up paying like Charlie Kirk's wife, or if they just did it.
I think they probably just did it.
Because if you just did it, like that's like a whole nother layer of something, isn't it?
I think they probably just did it. That's how
I could host a comedy workshop and have Robin Williams give a speech.
Yeah, you could do whatever you
Like,
want.
do you know what I mean?
Do whatever you want. That's the thing.
Like, this is Robin Williams from Beyond the Grave, guys. You're deep in touch with the like with the spiritual fucking like need of like comedy.
I don't necessarily think it's for the same for actors, because during the sort of LA actors strikes, many of them were obviously pushing and fighting for the idea of like protecting their likeness. But then in the world of influencers, political commentators, they seem to be a lot more open to being kind of decentralized entities, basically.
Well, I don't know, because I say Robin Williams because he was actually someone that was being like, a lot of clips were being like made of him, and then they were also being sent to Zelda, his like daughter.
Yeah.
And she like had to make a public statement being like, stop sending me this stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
this is like hurtful. This is like
yeah.
not what my dad
That's
would
horrible.
want. And to sort of think that you can use him like a digital puppet is like sick, and like, this isn't good. You never replace creativity with robots, all that kind of stuff. She called it everything but a slop in name.
But that's the thing, though, with actors and stuff, their likeness obviously held a different weight in the world of old media. Whereas as an influencer in the world of new media, being this sort of decentralized entity actually is more profitable and more expedient. It's part of the reason why Grimes, who's sort of the mascot of this kind of digital depersonalization, it's the reason why she decided to kind of make her voice open source in the same way. It's the reason why Jake Paul sold his likeness.
She's done it in a slightly different way, where she's done it kind of more on a royalty kind of basis, basically. So you don't really have to pay an awful lot of money to like have access to the technology or whatever, but you will end up like having to give away 50% of your royalty or whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas
these ones have actually sold their likeness to
they just
Sora
have a fat paycheck.
Yeah.
And it's not like every video you make of Jake Paul, you're giving Jake Paul money. Do you know what I mean? It's not like in that same way where like you make a song using Grimes, you will give Grimes money through your streaming revenue and everything else.
Yeah.
But that is just like, now we want to 3D scan you and put you in our version of fucked up like internet GTA, basically. Where there's no game, there's just like people making slop.
Yeah, pretty much.
And you're going to be part of the slop machine if we pay you X amount of money.
Pretty much. Well, the slop machine or the spectacle,
I don't know why they would even fucking, I mean, they've just made money, I guess, because their likeness is already in the machine. So I don't know like how much extra body scan or kind of whatever else they would actually need to do for someone as public as Jake Paul to not be generated on the Sora thing already.
Well, it's different from when you've gotten a fat paycheck from OpenAI, and you're sort of giving over your likeness, and your likeness being like,
they already have his likeness. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But the thing is, he's gotten a paycheck for it. It's different than your likeness just being used.
And he gets a paycheck because he's just famous.
No, because he willingly went to them.
No, but that's what I mean. I don't know how much more he really needed to go and contribute. There's so much video, everything of that guy on the internet.
No, but the incentive is to actually get paid for
There's
it.
not even that much of Hayao Miyazaki, and they made those videos
No,
with
but the
Sam Altman
incentive is to actually just get paid for it, rather than just having your shit ripped off without getting paid for it. That's kind of the catch-22 people are being put in now. It's either you sell your shit to the machine or the machine's going to use it anyway.
Well,
just like with this whole Charlie Kirk thing. Charlie Kirk's, entire persona is now being like, reutilized posthumously for political, agendas. It just shows like how amoral this kind of media industrial complex is, and how it's now demanding bodies. It's demanding blood.
You know what? I don't even think he had to do anything. I think he took money and he basically just publicly endorses it.
Who are you talking about?
Jake Paul.
We're gonna get to Jake Paul in a minute. We're talking about Charlie Kirk currently.
Right.
Yeah. No. We're gonna get to
shifted gears into.
We're not shifting gears to that yet. I just brought that up for a moment. But yeah, back to Charlie Kirk. Yeah, the amorality of the fact that they're using his likeness posthumously shows you just how much this spectacle now requires blood, and almost like human sacrifice. And even if someone dies, it doesn't matter. And that's kind of what I found so disturbing about the whole Charlie Kirk thing. Is I brought up the point to you earlier that it kind of reminded me of like the Manson family murder and how that kind of shifted the zeitgeist of the 60s. I feel like this is now a shift in our current zeitgeist. This assassination, or whatever you want to call it, represents a similar kind of dark shift, where the spectacle is accelerating to the point now where it's demanding higher higher, higher prices, the price of life now. I mean, the person who shot Charlie Kirk was memeing for an audience.
Whose audience?
The whatever audience, online, his highly online kind of weird memer, whatever people.
Wasn't he like a right winger or whatever?
Well, that's the thing about the whole conversation is it's like unclear what this person believed, and there's like a million different things and a million different directions. But what is true and what we do know is this person was incredibly online and was inculcated in some incredibly online communities. And what he did was spectacle. It was performance for the spectacle.
Is Charlie Kirk's audience not super online?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. He's also part of that same spectacle. And that spectacle has accelerated now to the point that it's demanding blood. And not only that, if anything does happen to you, they'll still use your likeness even after you're dead. It's so dark. It's so amoral. I don't know how anyone can look at it without wanting to be sick, really. And the fact that now artificial intelligence allows them to continue on is just way more disturbing than I'm able to compute, really.
Well, I mean, Charlie Kirk's wife could still make Kirk GPT.
And just like have a podcast with him and her and his like dead robot.
Like, the way we've been watching Middleditch and his improv with the robot AIs?
Yeah.
They just need to make like a jerry-rigged 3D version of Charlie
Kirk.
Of Charlie Kirk, and then Erica Kirk is the real one.
Yeah.
And they have like this show together where she kind of picks up the slack where maybe like the GPT is like not quite fully there yet. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, they might as well at this point. I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't at this point. And I don't see why the other commentators in this sort of milieu aren't terrified of what this whole kind of political zeitgeist has devolved into. I mean, when I saw it happen, I was just like, fuck being public at all. Like, fuck that. Like, absolutely no. And especially not just the threat of, being made a sacrifice for the spectacle, but also the threat of your likeness being used in ways that you don't want that you don't want. And then you have people like Jake Paul, normalizing deepfakes basically in a way. And, being like, it's going to happen anyway, so I might as well make money off of it, rather than sort of resisting these trends in the way that people who are more inculcated in older models of media did during the strike that happened last year.
I think I saw some crazy shit Candace Owens was saying about,
Charlie Kirk?
Yeah, like, I can't remember if it was the most recent one where she was trying to say that people are like reptilians or something. I don't know if that was related. I don't know if that was related to the Charlie Kirk stuff, or if she was just generally being like, you know what, y'all are reptilians.
I agree. They really are. the way that things are heading, it wouldn't surprise me if. What
happened with why isn't she in jail? Didn't she like try to sue like the fucking president's wife or something for being a trans person or something? And they're like,
I don't know what it's Macron's stuff. I don't know what happened with that if it ever followed up with it or whatever. But even then, I mean, like I said, the whole kind of conservative media spectacle is highly amoral. And the sad thing about it is they posture so much like they are the moral kind of majority, especially with this whole sort of Charlie Kirk thing. They really like leaned hard into that while also like resurrecting his corpse using AI at the same time.
I don't know. It's weird how because all the church people are still super pro-Trump, aren't they?
Yeah.
And I don't know if they think it's all just part of, I don't know, maybe it's a willingness to just sort of go along with God's plan, and they see whatever erratic, crazy shit he's doing that week.
Well, think about with this clip that we just showed. These people willingly suspended their disbelief.
Do you reckon they're the same people that had the bandage on their ear?
Yeah, those are the same people that wore the bandage on their ear during the Trump fucking assassination as well. Like they were willing to suspend their disbelief that it was really Charlie Kirk talking to them. That shows you how lost in the sauce, lost in the spectacle. Again, I'm using that term really like intentionally because that's precisely what it is. They're so lost in the spectacle that they're willing to suspend their disbelief in order to resurrect their favorite right-wing influencer. And also I feel like Charlie Kirk is more influential dead than he ever could have been living.
I don't know.
He's more influential as part of the machine, as this sort of decentralized algorithmic force than he is living.
There's some people saying he could run for president.
Yeah, there were people saying that. Yeah. People were saying that he could have been, that they were grooming him for power and all of this stuff. But I feel like, in a way, this is the kind of power that he was groomed for, which is the power to become a sort of decentralized digital agent of propaganda.
I mean, it would be crazy to just see him like gain a load of weight and lose his hair and become Rush Limbaugh again, but just
replace Rush Limbaugh.
You know, a more embedded Rush Limbaugh.
But you can now make that with Sora AI. You can splice Charlie Kirk together with Rush Limbaugh and make your very own right-wing influencer. You know, and that is what it is. That he's more powerful again as this sort of decentralized digital propaganda mascot than as a real living kind of college campus debating.
I don't know. They're not milking it. They've only done that one, haven't they?
They've been milking it, dude. We've been on a big news break or whatever.
No, I mean but as in like the AI stuff with it, they haven't been doing loads. Oh yeah,
there's been a lot
Charlie
of
Kirk stuff.
There's been a lot more AI Charlie Kirk content for sure. I should have brought more up. Oh. But there definitely has been a lot more of it.
That's in bad taste.
And what were the congregation actually cheering? Were they cheering the technology? Were they cheering the speech? Were they cheering the spectacle of it all? Like what specifically were they cheering?
I think they're all standing up going, you know what? It's close enough. Close enough. Well done, guys.
I'm really
well done.
Confused as to why, like, what exactly they were standing for.
I don't know. It's just like people kind of get all the building, everything about those places is built to kind of like try to fuck with you, not to like undermine, Jesus, whatever. But like it's also like they're really built to manipulate you.
Oh yeah, big time.
Like the music. But just the grandeur and the shape of the fucking rooms is architecturally made to like.
If the pastor is willing to invoke this sort of AI Charlie Kirk, then like, what about his job?
No, what I mean is
what pastors do, and the sort of evangelical script, the evoking of emotion, the cadence, all of the sort of tricks they do could just as easily be done by AI. And if the church congregation is willing to suspend their disbelief enough to resurrect a dead person, then why can't you have an AI fucking evangelical pastor
if
instead?
People would accept like a hologram or a video,
you could have Jesus. You could literally have Jesus.
Yeah, if people would accept a hologram or a video as the main like priest sermon giver or whatever, then maybe they could. But I don't think most people still want like the person or like an android, a humanoid, thing.
Well, clearly not, because they were willing to give a standing ovation to fake Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, so, but like, as like a segment in the service or whatever, right? As like a little segment.
For my perfect church service would be like Ava Unit 1.
You're thinking about this in the wrong way.
Delivering a fucking Evangelion themed sermon.
That'd be so cringe.
That'd be amazing.
Like the reason the pastor is like whatever, he's the fucking guy moving the shadows, dude, with all the people in the cave, in that big mega church. Like that's
big mega church, Plato's cave.
Yeah, that's literally what's happening.
And
then literally spooky voice comes from nowhere. Fucking whatever. All the fucking monkeys stand up in the cave and go, oh. It is really that simple.
What you're saying is an evangelical church is already sort of a Gnostic prison for the soul.
Yes.
And who cares if like the voice of Yaldabaoth
speaks
through the machine in
not
the
only that
of Charlie Kirk.
It's just like magic, man. Not trying to undermine stuff, but like a lot of especially the way the Americans do the church services, it's a fucking magic show.
Yeah.
It is to put your mind and body into a very specific state of mind. Like the difference between a fucking English like village church service and a fucking American church service is night and day, and there is a specific reason for that.
Yeah.
That's why they got that big ass fucking building, because they're getting all that
evangelical
money. Because when you're in that state of mind, you're much more willing and you're much more open to suggestion. It's like the same trick as like hypnosis or magic.
But the thing is, it's the spectacle again. Even if you want to talk about it in a political way, You could call it the spectacle. If you want to talk about it in an esoteric way, you could call it magic or glamour. But again, the evangelical church in and of itself, especially the American evangelical church, is way more closer to the modern spectacle than sort of traditional Church of England. Precisely because evangelicals, despite claiming to hate mainstream culture, really wish that they controlled it. That's the major shadow of American evangelicals, is they claim to be the moral majority. They claim to hate the world. They claim to hate all that, you know, Babylon stands for. But then you look at their culture and it's literally just like a cheap knockoff of so-called Babylon, which is precisely why you look at their churches and they would have a fucking AI Charlie Kirk speak. They are part of that same American spectacle. They're part of the same spectacle of American empire, which Charlie Kirk has now become sort of a new mascot for posthumously. And he's sort of, again, become this decentralized digital agent of propaganda. And there was a lot of sort of conspiracy theories and stuff, you know, as there should be, because it was obviously quite a strange event kicking around. But I'm not necessarily going to get into that because we could definitely go down that rabbit hole endlessly. But there was like an eclipse during the time it occurred. And the eclipse is a time where, you know, the human shadow, I believe, as a Jungian, tends to kind of rear its head or gain more power. So I don't think it's an accident that this event that like really was sort of a constellation of the collective shadow occurred during that time. And I think a lot of the dark kind of conspiratorial things that people are saying about it really is just a manifestation of the collective shadow. The collective shadow also has its own signatures.
Well, you don't think it was a Masonic human sacrifice?
I think it could be a mixture of
it
both.
Could be.
I think it could be a mixture.
It could be.
I think that specific happening, the assassination, was sort of like a kind of a crossroads where there probably was some human interference going on in terms of like dark, I don't know, 3-letter agency stuff, as well as the human shadow constellating in a specific form at a specific time. And looking at it from a purely kind of psychological Jungian perspective, that incident was a manifestation of the collective shadow. Even the feelings that occurred after it, the sort of shockwave it sent through everybody. It was a very significant event, like I said, similar to the Manson family murders and how that sort of influenced the zeitgeist afterwards. And I think that the way this is going to influence the zeitgeist is that the spectacle is accelerating now, and it demands a lot more than just shocking statements. I think the spectacle is now demanding blood, and it's demanding violence and deeper levels of division and hatred. And I think it's going to get worse. That's kind of what I took from the Charlie Kirk happening, is that it's going to get a lot more bizarre and a lot darker. Which is why, yeah, I don't know. I just went through this massive 1 month complete disillusionment with all forms of media because it's just getting so demonic. Yeah. Well, I don't know. What do you think about?
I don't know. I'm not really that online, so I don't really know. I haven't really seen much of the fallout other than just Jimmy Dore endlessly talking about it. All the usual crackpots. Jimmy Dore, Redacted, etc. All just oh, there's a new angle.
Yeah.
A new camera shows this devastating detail about the Secret Service or whatever fucking bullshit, right?
It all feeds the
spectacle.
So
it's just this will just, it's there's no, I don't know.
There's no end to it. It just continuously feeds the spectacle, which begets more and more spectacle.
It's very
and again,
sad.
The people who do these dark actions are also motivated by the spectacle. They want to commit a quote unquote spectacular action in order to, appease a certain audience or gain attention from a certain audience. And there's a lot more of these sorts of murders and assassinations going on that are linked to these kind of online communities and attempts to signal to certain online communities. Yeah, it's just getting really dark. And then even if you're somebody who makes it to prominence in one of these online communities and someone shoots you, they'll still resurrect your corpse with AI. It's just so dark and amoral and disturbing. And it's really, I don't know, people are just kind of going on like it's normal, which is kind of what freaks me out as well. It's really not normal. It's just really demonic. Yeah. Should we look at the comments? Hi, Sid.
Sid's in the chat.
Hello.
He says, have you seen the first AI actress signed to the talent agency? Instant disgust and backlash was incredible.
Yeah. We were going to talk about that very
and then followed up swiftly with I don't know what's worse with that or the Timbaland AI singer thingy from fucking Suno, which, like, they are designed to make you feel annoyed. Like, that is the exact fucking purpose of both of those things. Neither of them are real.
Yeah.
I don't think
it was a marketing campaign for sure. The
last time I checked, at least like a week or a couple of weeks ago, that Timbaland AI singer still hasn't released any music. The AI actress lady has not signed to any talent agency. It was just kind of announced that she's a thing and that apparently some talent agencies were interested. There is no source or like valid fucking like, you know, claim to that at all. Is literally the creator of the whole project just said that, and everybody bought it, and it ended up on The View.
Yeah.
And like USA Today.
And also lots of famous actors and actresses were like commenting on it.
Yeah.
It ended up blowing the hell out of proportion.
And so I think it's a bit of a gotcha. I think that the ad men are getting pretty fucking savvy these days. And I actually think that both of those things were complete stunts that have not yielded anything in the real world. And to make such a fucking statement, you'd at least expect to see some kind of project that they're attached to, or some kind of actual like release or something that's coming out with any of them featuring in it. And
nothing of the sort exists currently.
Nothing exists for it. So,
but it's interesting to contrast the sort of protectionist attitude coming out of Hollywood when it comes to AI, because as soon as any whiff of anything happens, like you said, it's on The View. All these actors are coming out, putting pressure on unions and all sorts of things. But then again, now we're going to move on to the Jake Paul topic. He and a bunch of other people, Mr. Beast, Grimes, all of these sort of mascots of the digital age are more than happy to become completely decentralized, like I said, digital entities. They're not protectivist over their image. Let's show some of the Jake Paul stuff.
Sid says there's one song released by that Timbaland artist, and it got very bad negative feedback. So I'll try and find that during the podcast, and we can have a listen to it as well and have a look.
If we don't get copyright strike for it. But yeah, let's look at the Jake Paul. Let's have a look at these Jake Paul clips that were floating around.
3, 2, 1. I'm gay. I hope every here supports me. Here's my makeup set. Look at this. Oh my gosh, guys, it looks amazing. I have an announcement in. Yes, the vibes are immaculate, honey. I'm serving rainbow realness, feeling cute and soft. No tough guy today, just sparkle and sweetness.
Sora's gone really good.
I've spent years grinding, fighting, proving people wrong, and tonight I finally feel like I've made it.
Well, he certainly earned it tonight. What's next for him after this?
No, it's she. I am winning woman of the.
I love it. Yassified Jake Paul. So that's the thing about public figures now, is like, where does the human stop and the algorithm begin? You know.
So I mean, I could
like where
years grinding, fighting, proving people wrong, and tonight.
Yeah, where does the human stop and the algorithm begin when it comes to public figures now? You know, they're all sort of just subsumed into the machine at this point.
So, like, I don't know. It's one of those things where
it's like if the voice and the message sort of thing correlate to people's ideology, cultural signaling, whatever, does the fakeness even matter anymore?
Why
it doesn't seem like it does.
I don't understand why there's not loads of videos of him saying lots of really horrendous things.
I'm sure there is.
Or is that kind of, or maybe that's what the money is about. Like, there's extra filters and stuff put on, and like whatever,
to ensure that people
Jake
can't
Paul
make
video.
Yeah.
So you can't make a video of him running around saying the N-word.
Well, that's like but that's the problem.
Being like, oh, I'm gay. It's like, okay, well, that's not actually offending anybody or like whatever. And it's kind of, oh yeah, you look silly, and that's like totally allowed. But if you actually were to put Jake Paul in a KKK hoodie or like, you know, a freaking Nazi outfit or something, maybe the fact that he's like got that partnership with Sora is actually the thing that prevents it from generating that stuff, therefore protecting him and his advertisement and like all of that kind of shit that he has as a
perhaps
fucking
because that's like the
influencer.
whole thing with the opt-in paradox, and that's kind of what these AI companies are trying to sell currently, is that you can opt in, and I'm sure they will sell. They'll advertise perks with quote unquote opting in, and that by opting in, perhaps you're protecting yourself from some of the dangers of having your likeness used willy nilly. But that's the thing, is he signed up for the cameo option willingly, and like, you know, some people are saying that he's this kind of revolutionary futurist figure, a la Grimes kind of thing. While others are saying like you're selling you don't care, clearly don't care about your brand integrity, because you're selling your likeness to be used for complete absurdity. Like, what are people using it for? To make videos of him doing makeup tutorials, him hanging out with pregnant cats. Slop.
No, but that's my point, right? That is, I think we're actually unlocking what the money's for, because like, for as much of like Jake Paul's audience that think he's great or whatever, which I don't know, I've not met a single person in real life that's a fan of those guys, either him or his brother. A lot of people fucking hate watch that guy,
but it's the
and so the
economy.
sort of thing that they're gonna wanna make for Logan Paul is not just silly, goofy little funny, cute videos. It's like, try to damage him. They now have a tool to really try to
But I don't think he cares, because again, it's the new creator economy is selling your likeness for pocket change. As long as he's been paid, I don't think he cares. Even though perhaps these AI companies do provide more protections for those whose likeness they use, but at the same time, I think he's more concerned about the money aspect than anything else.
It's like they already have everybody's likeness. They already have the internet.
Yeah, but not like actual, not the actual express permission, as in someone opting in. I feel like that's completely different.
No, that doesn't matter. All the data is there. It doesn't matter if they've got a check mark on a spreadsheet that says this person said it's okay. They don't give a fuck. All of it is trained on all of the data. They have all of that information already. I think the money is purely around more of the safeguarding aspects and these kinds of less fun or boring fucking things. This is the exchange of money that is what is really taking place, and for also to him be a very public spokesperson of, yeah, look how silly this is, make me look like I'm Pikachu or whatever. Look how great Sora is. It's for him to be a marketing person, a spokesperson, someone that's speaking positively about the technology very publicly, and also for them to implement all of those safeguards so that people aren't making videos of him like doing fucking hate crimes and shit. And once, I don't know, I think that this opt-in model is going to be really short-lived. They can't opt in.
That makes it sound like a racket. It
is a racket. Well done. You're catching on. You're catching on fast. You're catching on really fast. So like, it is a complete racket. They will not have enough money to pay. Like, yeah, sure, Mr. Beast is famous, but fuck what? You know, think about a Timothy Chalamet, fucking you name it, A-list fucking Hollywood celebrities, fucking anybody, Hayao Miyazaki, fucking even anybody. They don't have the money to go around and pay every fucking famous person the money for them to opt in for these safety things. This is going to be for the first 10 to 20 maybe celebrities that come forward and go, okay, do me as well, and I'll take that money and she'll put all of my safeguards in.
What do you think about Jake Paul, his actions in terms of the normalizing of deepfakes? Like, he's a celebrity and he's embracing himself being put in absurd or maybe even compromising scenarios.
Controlled. I think it's pretty controlled. I think that the amount in which you can push that, I'd be really interested to see.
Well, what do you think in terms of him normalizing deepfakes? Because he's like, I've opted in. What about, people who want to use it for more malicious? Yeah,
they can do it. They can do it for fucking a clip of Obama saying some horrendous shit because he's not opted in.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
like it's just that he's taken this money as a spokesperson, and I don't think it. Jake Paul is someone with fucking literal brain damage. When you watch him speak in a podcast, the guy has slowed down in his 20s. Like, he's got fucking brain damage. He fought Mike Tyson, for fuck's sake. Unsurprisingly, the guy has fucking brain damage.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. Like, he's not a very smart person,
No.
so it doesn't really shock me that he's the sort of
But I
person
think for him,
that would
I
take a
think for
fat
him-
amount of money to do this thing that
I
is
think
going to
for
set
him-
a tremendously slippery slope in the media landscape.
Again, though, you've said it. You've said it. It's a racket. The AI companies know that if they kind of do this, they'll stir up enough fear and anxiety to the point where opting in will seem like it's inevitable. And I feel like for people like Jake Paul, Grimes, Mr. Beast, and a lot of fucking shitty influencers online, I think they feel like this stuff is inevitable anyway. And like we showed, Charlie Kirk's fucking corpse got dragged from fucking Tartarus.
Also,
And like displayed in a mega church. So
also another angle on why they would choose to go over some fucking low-hanging fruit, like literally almost mentally retarded Jake Paul, right?
yeah.
Is the type of content that you're going to make
Yeah.
is generally low quality shit slop
yeah.
vertical content.
Yeah.
It's not like Martin Scorsese's signed on to this and people are like making Goodfellas 2 or something,
No, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like it
Although
is.
that may be coming down the pipeline, you know.
Let's fucking chill out. Like, you know.
I mean, Sora's getting pretty good.
No.
Jake
See,
Paul-
and that's the point. That's why it can show you a fucking okay enough video of slop that you would watch for 30 seconds and not really look at it critically and go, oh yeah, the frame rate is all stuttery there. His mouth fucking looks really weird and doesn't actually sync up normally. All of these weird little things, you will not see it because you're looking at it like a piece of slop.
Yeah,
and it is passable, absolutely passable enough for slop. But because it's passable for slop, that's what most people are consuming most of the time.
But that's
so they go, oh, this is good enough for slop. It's good enough for slop.
Yeah,
and you're like,
yeah.
well, so like, where is the TV show? Where is the actual media product of something, not just slop. Which
yeah.
actually does, this slop does nothing. Like, slop most of the time these days is just advertisements. And so this at the moment is slop to just gain attention for you to say, oh wow, look how good Sora is. By everybody reiterating, oh look how good Sora is, Jake Paul is doing this gay thing, look how convincing the slop looks. It only serves to like complete the message that OpenAI are trying to do with the entire stunt of it all.
So true.
Like if you watch any of those videos or any of the videos made in that way, you can see, I'm sorry, like I've worked with video engineers that have to fucking spot this stuff, you know, before it goes to distribution for the company I work for. And I see a lot of the stuff. They point it out to me as well. And once you see it, you can't unfucking see it. And every single one of those videos had some weird stuff going on with frame rate,
again,
with synchronicity, with the speaking.
Slop mode, you're not
exactly,
gonna
and that's the fucking point, right?
Yeah.
You're not watching it in a cinema, dude. You're watching it like this with barely any brain activity going on. It is literally you're on the fucking dopamine casino, and you found something that made you fucking go, Like, it's the level of the bar is so fucking low that that's all it needs.
Yeah.
And that's why what the other fucking thing that went viral that you were fucking watching for a week straight, like a couple of weeks ago, when Sora 1 came out, with all the pregnant cat families and shit like that, like going to court and having divorces and stuff, and like having these really overly emotionally charged
expose my
soap opera scenarios with AI slop fucking fat cat families, you know?
Oh my god.
So it just goes through cycles.
It does. The cycles of slop. The cycles of slop.
And I think like, if anything, I really hope it makes people kind of go, whoa, this is just like stupid,
this is a
man.
Russian doll.
I should
of
like,
slop.
yeah, this is exactly.
It's a Russian doll.
Like,
of
it's just slop.
Absolute slop. And I mean that also in terms of the political spectacle too. That's all slop to me as well. And I mean, even the fact that the AI generated Charlie Kirk, what he was doing was slop. His college campus debates were slop. His entire internet persona was slop.
His career was slop.
His
guys.
career was slop. It was just
Like,
rage. And now he's part of the slop. He's like transcended in some dark kind
He's
of
entered slop
Gnostic way.
heaven.
He's entered slop heaven.
And now he's being reincarnated through the slot
The
machine.
slot machine.
You know?
It's really dark. It's really, really fucked up. But that is really the kind of creator economy media cycle now, and the sort of spectacle it's created. And it's gotten more and more low quality and unhinged.
And like, also just as a general observation, okay, because this is a bit anecdotal and I appreciate that, okay, but I'm in like a few cyberpunk forums and stuff like that, like on Facebook and on the interwebs and things like that, okay, and a lot of cyberpunk talk these days kind of gets split into people that think that the whole thing is just about talking about the video game, which is fine because the video game is great and we all love talking about Cyberpunk 2077, like that's fine, and then the other half is just fucking clankers that just glaze fucking AI and share pictures of their waifu and all of this crazily cringe shit all day. And like all of the ones that have this GPT generated fucking paragraph about how great AI is and how it's enlightened their fucking creativity and how they're an artist before, but now they're fully realized. And then they share their fucking link of the thing that they've made. And it's just awful.
Yeah.
Every time. There's no time in which I've clicked one of those links and oh wow, oh that's actually quite creative and that's interesting. Or that's it, that music is quite good. Every single time it's fucking slop. And I think there's a correlation there. I don't think that it's possible for like a lot of the people that are very excited about it are not very creative people. I'm yet to find kind of a very creative person that is very excited about it and has utilized it
in a very creative way,
in a creative and meaningful way in the art and stuff, you know, because I mean,
not to say that it's impossible, but slop is kind of what's incentivized currently, especially in the digital kind of online realm. You know, slop production is incentivized because, you know, putting things as quickly, as frequently, and as ubiquitously as possible is what you're incentivized to do on most of these platforms.
And I don't know, there's also like there was a couple of albums that Brian Eno released that were basically
here we go. Here we go.
Oh, sorry, we cannot do this tangent.
Anytime I talk about occult stuff, you're like, here we go. So anytime you bring up your old man music producer stuff, I'm allowed to throw shade.
It's relevant to generative AI and everything else and whatever. Okay, right.
Yeah, mine's relevant to the zeitgeist. Okay.
All right.
Jesus.
All right. Brian Eno made some generative albums, which were like an hour's snippet of this program running that had various rules and things like that to basically generate harmonious and sometimes discordant moments and things like that. And then you could basically download this app and just run it. It was like the album was not just like the hours recorded piece of music, it was also like a thing that was constantly generating on any like app version that it was running all the time. So you were constantly generating a new Brian Eno album by opening this app. That's fucking genius. As a creative concept and all of this stuff, right?
Yeah.
But you can do that once.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You can do that one, or you can do it a few times with like, you know, different you know, types of beats and different sort of genres and whatever, but it is a bit of a gimmick.
Yeah.
And it's a gimmick within itself and whatever, and you know, and there's that. And I think that also then as someone that sort of then you go, oh, that's really cool. How would you do that? And then you kind of start to pick it apart and then you realize, oh, I just did that. Oh, it's not that hard. It's actually, it's nice. I could listen to this, but it kind of took away like a lot of the magic of it.
Magic of it, yeah.
And if you were someone sort of kind of creative and then you sort of like found this way of generating all this stuff, I don't know if it would kind of just sort of have that similar effect to me. Like, I don't know, whenever I've listened to
I think it depends. I think assembly in that regard becomes the creative process when you're using generative tools. How you assemble the materials that come out of them in order to create something new is where the process of creativity comes in. And how far you take that process and how much effort you put into that process determines how well the final result will come out. Whether it will come out with a soul, whether you've imbued the dead matter that has come out of the machine with soul, or whether you've just produced more dead matter.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really up to the person. But one last question before we move on to UK digital ID stuff. If someone steals your face and voice to commit a crime, who is liable? The AI company or the user who typed the prompt?
Well, how would that work?
It's just a hypothetical.
Yeah, I know, but like in that hypothetical, like what would the crime be?
So say someone, I don't know, uses what's illegal?
What's illegal?
I don't know.
A lot of bad stuff.
What's an illegal video? Okay, say someone makes a video of you, I don't know, on Epstein Island doing some very bad things with minors or something. Who's liable? Would it be Sora OpenAI or would it be the person who generated the prompt?
I don't know. We'll see. It depends, doesn't it? It depends if there is like a totally unhinged version of these video generation tools that will let you make something like that. Like there are already ways for you to make your own LLM, and so any kind of like NSFW or whatever filter, like political filter, whatever filters perceived or non-perceived are actually within the software. You can take an open source version of many different like LLMs and make your own chatbot. So
well, I definitely still foresee a lot of lawsuits. I mean, OpenAI has already had many lawsuits, but I foresee a lot more lawsuits.
If the video, you're cutting off my point.
Sorry. If
the video was made with the Google one or ChatGPT one or whatever, like an actually big Silicon Valley company, and they've got a way to prove that that like product rendered that video, 100% I could see like one of those companies being liable. I think the danger comes in where like the processing power is no longer really needed in a server farm, just like with ChatGPT became down to like your laptop, and it won't yet be as bang snappy and like quick as like fucking using the online cloud mega servers. But you'll be able to render something, and if that something is just as good quality but it takes you a week, and then you can render fucking the video of Prince Andrew on Epstein's Island. Not just like, you know, for someone but you could like that would be like an international level scandal, right?
Yeah.
Like if there was a video like that or whatever that someone was able to make at this point, still that would be like totally groundbreaking news. And at that point it would then be finding who made the video and how you would then do that with digital forensics and like whatever else, right?
True.
Because even I didn't even realize there was sort of levels of metadata that people are able to dig out of fucking videos, which is insane. Like when they had the whole Epstein video jail cell video, people saw that they were it was edited within Premiere Pro from a certain level of metadata that was left in the video file that was able to be scratched off the internet. So it's down to stuff like that.
Yeah, true.
You know, there's ways of going to be able to prove who would be liable in that situation or not.
True.
And whatever defamatory like things came of it.
True. Well, moving on now to our last topic of the night, the UK digital ID laws. I thought people might want to hear us talk about that, since we live in London.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, and this might affect us. Do you want to show the clip of Keir Starmer?
Oh, do we have a clip of Keir
Starmer?
Yeah,
I think I sent you one of Keir Starmer.
Hang on.
My fucking necklace came off. Yeah, there it is. Yeah. He's
free of charge digital ID mandatory for the right to work by the end of this Parliament. You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID. It's as simple as that. This government will make a new free of charge digital ID mandatory for the right to work by the end of this Parliament. Let me spell that out. You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID. It's as simple as that.
All right,
so
mate.
That's like
fucking hell.
And so that's like an awful big claim. That's like a real...
Well, let's set up the sort of thing. What this is in response to is that there's been a bunch of sort of immigration riots that have happened across the UK. A few weeks ago, there was like a massive one in London. Tommy Robinson, Elon Musk, like he telepromptered himself into the fucking thing. There was like 100,000 people. I work in central London, so like I kind of saw a lot of it.
Tried to start a fight with one, didn't you?
I didn't try to start a fight with one. One tried to start a fight with me on the train, and I wasn't having it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really bizarre. It was like super weird. Like all of these people with England flags, like drunk, fucking roaming around the streets or whatever. And because, you know, the gammon, as we call them, the sort of like very kind of animated, angry, kind of white suburban people are pissed about immigration, and there's been sort of a lot of kind of talk about it in the media and blah blah blah. Now, you know, the Labour government is trying to roll through this digital ID thing as a way of ensuring that illegal migrants aren't able to work. But then, of course, having everyone on some fucking weird digital chicken pen system, that's not great either. But they're kind of using this immigration thing as like a way of pushing people towards this quote unquote solution that sounds very Mark of the Beast X. He's just literally like, you're not going to be able to work if you don't fucking get it. I don't know. It's kind of gone back and forth in the last couple of weeks, where at first he was like all strong and he was like, it's going to be mandatory. And then he's now saying it's not going to be mandatory. I don't know. What have you heard?
I haven't heard that it's not going to be mandatory. I haven't really heard anything but people saying that they don't want it, and there being massive petitions and all sorts of like as much civilian action as possible that can be taken.
Well, that's the thing, is
massive protests about it. You know, it's sort of, people don't want it, and also I don't know if it's not just like conspiratorially people don't want it, Mark of the Beast, all of this kind of stuff, but also just like there isn't really like the government haven't sold it. The government really haven't sold it in a way that
I don't think they care about selling it, though. I think
they need to.
Well, I think they think they can just tell us.
They need to get people on board.
I don't think they care about people getting on board, because that's the thing, is they're trying to sell it as voluntary, but it's inevitably going to become mandatory if housing, work, your ability to buy and sell, all of those things are contingent upon you having it. It reminds me of COVID. The reason I got the jab is because I couldn't fly unless I didn't want to get the fucking COVID vaccine at all. If it was left to me personally, I would not have gotten the COVID vaccine at all.
The worms in your brain were telling you no.
The worms in my brain were telling me no. And my brother was getting married and I had to travel, and I couldn't unless in that sense, it did become a kind of mandatory thing if you didn't want your life to be majorly inconvenienced. And now he's saying you can't rent a flat, you can't work a job, you can't do any of those things without it. So it really isn't voluntary. And I don't think they care about having
so I don't know where you got the voluntary bit come from.
Well, that's what they said. They said
I don't know. I haven't seen any of them saying voluntary.
That's what he said. He said at first beginning, he said at first,
even in that clip he just said you're not going to be able to get a job without one. No, so how is it fucking voluntary?
At first
it's not, is it? It's fucking.
But that's what I mean about the gaslighting aspect of it.
No one said it's voluntary, baby.
They have been. If you look at all the stuff, they've been saying it's voluntary, but it's actually not voluntary. They're just gaslighting us. I've not seen
anywhere anyone say it's voluntary.
They have. That's the catch-22, is they say it's a voluntary thing, but obviously it's not voluntary.
Look,
if you
interrupted me.
It's like the COVID jab. They said it was voluntary, but it really wasn't.
You interrupted me, okay? You interrupted me. The fucking point I was trying to make. Oh my god. The point I was trying to make.
Anyway.
No, the point I was trying to make was that friggin' they need to try to sell. They need to still have a rationale as to why people need to have this thing.
I don't think they care about the rationale. Like I said, it's involuntary, even though they're saying it's voluntary, because they know that they can use, pain of poverty, pain of unemployment, pain of houselessness to force people to do it without necessarily needing any kind of democratic mandate. It's like with the technocratic goblins like Peter Thiel. He outright says that he doesn't care about democratic processes because the type of technology he has can bypass all populist, all democratic, all institutional processes. So anything that has to do with this sort of technocratic agenda naturally has kind of an anti-democratic flair to it. I don't think Keir Starmer or the sort of Labour Party or the technocrats give a shit about whether we want it or not. I think that they're going to force us to get it. And, you know, as much as I talk shit on America, this is where I really feel like an American, and I want to say, don't tread on me.
But that's why... But you're not... like, I'm trying to communicate why people feel like that, right? And people feel like that because there is an oblique objective. Like, you're saying it's for immigration. Well, all these other things that we already have in place literally serve the same fucking function that you're saying that this new digital thing serves. So what? Those other things just haven't been working for like the fucking entire time they've been implemented.
They're gaslighting us. It's a front.
Or the other things, like all of the other things, there was already stuff that's in place that fucking does all of that stuff. So it's not for that. And so because they are not saying what it is actually for, that is what feels conspiratorial thinking and fucking general, like, non-fucking trust in the government and, like, any power as to what they're actually doing. It's probably to harvest more data and all this other stuff, but they're not being upfront and saying stuff like that
us.
To say this will make the NHS or whatever more efficient if we have more data. Look at how it's worked in China, whatever the fuck, however the fuck you want to try and actually rationalize.
It's nothing to do with that.
Thing that that's my point, is that there is an objective that they have. There is an objective that they have, whether it's collecting data for this, for feeding AI, for whatever it is. There is an objective that the government has for the digital IDs. It is not just an extra piece of bureaucracy to kayfabe that they are doing something about immigration.
No, but it's also control and surveillance. The more they can get people onto this kind of digital surveillance grid, whether that be through the financial system, through identification system.
They don't need any of that. They literally froze people's bank accounts in COVID, or even fucking if you said something perceived as anti-Semitic or whatever, you get your bank accounts frozen. It's not that they need the digital infrastructure to have any of that power.
It makes it easier. It makes it easier. The digital infrastructure makes it easier for them to take those punitive actions and to control people's behavior, to social engineer, to incentivize and disincentivize certain things. And I think the digital ID, the real reason behind it is because it's a move to move us more closer towards that system where we're all kind of, as I say, in the digital chicken pen.
We're already in the digital chicken pen.
But there are deeper dimensions of the digital chicken pen that are yet to fucking be revealed, Jakey Bear.
I'm not
There's
entirely...
deeper dimensions of the digital chicken pen that you're yet to see. And I think that this is part of herding us further and deeper into the digital chicken pen.
I think it has something to do with Palantir.
Oh, of course.
Because they are trying to... or have done, I can't remember which way around it was, they were trying to, or have got contracts for IT infrastructure for the NHS, because in like typical British fashion, we can't organise a piss up in a fucking or that's maybe the only thing we can do is organise a piss up in a fucking brewery. But every single like part of the NHS was running on like completely different types of databases and fucking IT infrastructure.
Yeah, it was like really,
and so people's records would very easily get lost and all of this other fucking shit because they literally didn't have compatible fucking systems to work together, even in a national fucking health service. How it gets to that point alone, honestly, is probably a lot of like probably easy Tory finger blaming of, oh, you consulted some fucking private company that your mate was working at and they told you to fucking engineer this software for this, and you went off and did it for another piece of the NHS and you went and did it for that, and you were just giving out fucking money for causing bullshit and not actually fixing the thing that you were supposed to fucking do, which is just what happens in British bureaucracy and politics on the regular fucking basis at this point. So that part doesn't fucking surprise me as much, but it's literally trying to like use this company that's like products are mostly used for fucking killing people to now come in and organize a national health service and put it on a single mono system. And I think part of the digital ID is to feed specifically that system
100%.
that Palantir make
100%.
But 100%. That probably has a lot of like other bad political connotations with it, with Palantir being like in with the right-wing Silicon Valley bros and Labour trying to probably not want to look like they're with those guys as much.
I don't think they care.
Even though they directly fucking did the deals with them.
They did the deals with them. They don't care. Labour doesn't give a fuck. But even then, there's a historical precedent here because the UK has tried and failed to introduce national ID cards before. Remember, under Tony Blair.
It was talked about, but it was never really
it was.
tried.
It was. People kicked off about it. Again, don't tread on me. We acted like Americans during that time, and we said, don't fucking tread on me.
But it's all a little bit...
people brought up the same concerns about surveillance and civil liberties. But my whole thing is, what makes this digital version any different from that?
No, so that is different. That version would have been like in Spain, when you travel internationally, like your ID is your passport.
Yeah, but
so you don't have this fucking waffly thing. You have this like single thing, and you go through.
But even then, people complain. So I'm wondering.
And so that was like the proposed idea at that point was, hey, well, yeah, you can still have a passport if you want, but you could also just have this national ID, and that would also count as these things and essentially be your passport as well, and recognised as that. I think that was the idea.
Consolidating all of
and
that,
it wasn't tied in digitally in the same way that like it is at this point.
Consolidating all of that information from finances to work to housing to everything into one place creates one huge security target. Like, what if there's a major data leak? What if another country or whatever decides to attack our systems?
But that's not what it's doing.
Yeah, isn't that what it's supposed to be? It's supposed to be so you can prove your
that you are a
you're a citizen, so that you
that's what a passport does.
Yeah.
It's the same as a passport.
So why do we need this then? Like, what's the point?
This is the whole point, right? Because they want to feed the fucking information to Palantir or whatever fucking company they're using to maybe, I don't know. I think that that is why people are so suspicious and bad, and it's politically handled so incredibly badly. Like, I don't think that there are a lot of good things that could be raised as benefits to having an updated, modern, technologically advanced fucking
Estonia.
medical system and bureaucracy and all of that stuff. There is great fucking arguments for having that
Estonia is
stuff.
an example. Estonia has managed to integrate a lot of this ethically and in a way that like protects people's privacy in a lot of ways and their liberties. But again, it's a difficult thing. Estonia is one we should definitely talk about in another episode for sure, because there's a lot to discuss there in terms of, because Estonia has kind of been leading the charge with a lot of this stuff, and there are ways that it has been done really positively, and there are ways that it hasn't. But that's definitely one for another episode for sure.
Well, it's also like, the fucking, even the way it's the most widely, reputably, obtrusively used, like in China. People just fearmonger about that shit. I don't know the actual way in which the whole social credit thing, facial tracking, all of it works in tandem, and what it is, and like how effective it is, what the kind of issues it causes in China if they have the same kind of like racial issues because of the different types of Chinese people there are and stuff like that.
Most of the population is Han Chinese. They have a pretty homogenous society.
No, but then there's like, there's other sectors of China population, right? And so then they may, in a similar way that there's like, 5 to 10% of like, black people, whatever, in the West, they would then be profiled like out like by a large number because the system's not trained on as many faces for that, even if it's purely down to those numbers, let alone other conspiratorial racial fucking police state type theories and stuff. So it like there's always, and that's kind of the crazy thing about this sort of new era, is that there is like a perfectly rational and a super fucking dark cyberpunk truth in either instance. Yes, it could be used to more efficiently govern, get better police response time to actual crimes and to violent stuff and to all of these sorts of things. And yes, at the same time, or either could be used to completely racially profile people and fucking perform essentially fucking hate crimes on different people.
Or not just that,
through the fucking through state power.
Yeah,
so like
not just that, but also the idea of enforcing, control or social engineering. Using
that's already happening. They've already got that. They've had that for 10 years.
I know, but I'm saying it's easier to do once you have everybody in the digital chicken pen. it's less hassle.
You're already a packet of fucking data that has been sold to 1,000 ad companies, whoever wants it, whoever, political tracking companies, you name it. Your IP, your whatever, the amount of data they've got attached to your Google fucking profile, you name it, dude. Your digital footprint is a fucking already right there. They don't need any of this. Oh yes, this is my official passport that's now digital, so now you can track me. They've got everything they need.
Well, okay, final and last question of the night. What's more dystopian? Having an AI generated pastor preach you a sermon, or being told you can't work without a government QR code on your phone? Which one's more demonic to you? Which one is more dystopian? For me, it's the latter. I think the former is already coming. We've already had the Charlie Kirk incident. It's just
the former is already for hopeless fucking people, if you ask me. So the latter's more dystopian because I don't know. It's not that I don't think that. I think you're kind of thinking about it in the wrong way. It's the same way in which you would give your national insurance number to someone when you start work.
But it's different than
because
it's a government issued QR. It's a digital
thing. National insurance number or security,
it's digitized.
Social security, or whatever it is in America.
It's digitized. It's different.
It is already also digitized in the system.
I guess, but
and that's my point. It is not for those functions.
What's wrong with my What's wrong with my? What if I don't want this digital ID? Why can't I just show you my NI number?
It's like
if I have an NI number, I have a passport, I have all the things, my birth certificate, I have all the things to prove that I can get this job, rent this apartment, buy this house, whatever it is, and you turn me down because I don't have this thing, shows that there's an extra weight that this thing has, which is what I'm saying. So, don't fucking tread on me.
I think it's sort of
don't tread on me.
I think it was maybe in the early 60s or whatever, but certainly like my grandma tells me about when she used to buy bread and whatever in shillings and fucking tuppence, all right? And so all of her money, all of their wealth, everything was in this old system of shillings and tuppence and fucking absolute nonsense. All right, when you look at the fucking how money worked in England before pounds and whatever, it was literally nonsense.
That's my NI number, my passport, and my fucking birth certificate.
Is all this old paper? Is all this old paper, old fucking fashioned way of doing stuff?
No, but
okay.
It's not. And
now, in the new world of actual rounded 100 equals 100 equals 100 normal logical fucking systems,
stop. It's not the
it's gonna fucking be in a new system.
It's not the fact of whether or not you think it's old or whether it's a nuisance or not. It's the fact that somebody would be willing to deny my ability to rent an apartment, to have a job, to
your
do this.
shillings are no good.
No, it should be fine.
We have pounds now.
No.
Your shillings are no fucking good.
My fucking passport should be fine.
No,
because
your shillings and tuppence are no good here, man.
My shillings and tuppence are fine everywhere. Okay?
No, they're not.
Don't tread on me.
In the new world, you need pounds and pennies.
This is where British people, I think, need a little bit more of the American spirit. A little bit more of that don't tread on me attitude.
I think it's easy to be jingoistic and fucking and fucking
don't tread on me, okay?
and be a fucking Luddite, all right? I think it's very easy
not being
to do
a Luddite.
that.
Being a Luddite would be them saying we will accept your passport, we'll accept this, we'll accept that, but also we accept these digital IDs. And then I'm like, no.
They will for like the first 5 years.
No.
And then after that, it'll be like, well, yeah, everybody should be on the new, everyone shouldn't be using shillings anymore because we've now transitioned into pounds.
I'm using my shillings. Don't tread on me. Don't tread on me.
It'll be, do you remember when you used to have to buy paper tickets for the tube? Mm-hmm. It'll be like that.
No, dude. Because
do you know what I mean?
No, dude. When it comes to like your identity and the documents that prove your identity, there should be physical copies of those things. Having purely digital identity signifiers and then saying that all establishments are only allowed to accept digital and not physical. That is Ahrimanic.
Don't you have a phone?
That is Ahrimanic satanic bullshit.
Don't you have a phone?
And I say don't tread on me.
Because at this point, to live in society, you probably have a bank.
But that's what I mean. It just keeps going and it keeps going and it keeps going.
To do all of that, 100%, I know. Even living in fucking London, mate, you need the app to do all your fucking banking. There's no stores and shit. Or there are, but like, you know, good fucking luck with that shit. People don't do that. So no, if you're a person living in the world now, you have a phone.
But people should still accept, especially when it comes to identification. I'm not just talking about banking, all this. When it comes to identification, the physical copy of your identity should be, of your identity card or whatever it is, should be acceptable in any scenario. And to say that it's not, I think is tyranny. Don't tread on me. Don't fucking tread on me. Anyway, it's been lovely talking to you folks tonight. We got to wrap it up for this evening. But again, I'm plugging Late Stage Babylon. You're going to see a lot more of me in the coming weeks because my book's coming out, so I have to come out of hiding and do more things. I also have a talk as well at Watkins Books coming up, which I'm super excited about. Which is, I'll announce more about it closer to the date, but I'm going to be doing an author talk, which I'm really excited about. So if anyone's in town, keep an ear out, come see my author talk. And yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We will be back again next week with more weird zeitgeist